Hello everyone, this is Kat and
Adam.
And we are here to bring you some past life readings. This is exciting. We've been wanting to do this video for quite a while. This is a timeless reading, so there's no expiration date on this. It all comes down to your personal choice. In other words, we have 13 cards that you choose from. Now, no, these cards are not the cards I'm going to be using. Oh, I'm going to use these cards, but I'm not using these exact cards. What I'm going to do is put these into a box and swish it all up. It's going to be random. And then you just have to choose what number you want. So choose anywhere from 1 to 13, and the timestamps will be down below. And go ahead and close your eyes and take a nice deep breath and connect with your soul. Okay, and now go ahead and see that number from 1 to 13. What number does your soul lead you to choose? Okay, and that's your number. So you can take a quick pause if you need to, but go ahead into the timestamp down below to choose that number. And you might have multiple numbers, to be honest. We have thousands of lifetimes, most likely, that we've lived before this. And also, I'm going to just say one more thing. This is the astrology that Adam's going to be pulling for each past life. So we're going to have insight not only into your last or past life, we're going to have insight into the astrology, but also we're going to pull some ancestral and some starseed advice. Okay, so let's get started. All right, everyone. So if you chose past life number 1, let's look into what we find here, okay? And we don't plan this stuff. We just pull the cards. Let's analyze it now. All right, so let's see here. I'm going to read this because it's a little small. But torture, okay, so you might have lived in a past life where you either experienced torture as a victim, maybe you were an informer, maybe you were an actual torturer or a witness to torturing, okay? And let's look at this. So in the time frame, it might have been in the late modern age. Your lesson was walking the middle path. You might have had death at childbirth. It might have been in the location of the Middle East. Material loss was maybe your trauma. Your faith was philosophical. You might have been a widow or a widower in love. Your identity was a wife. And late modern age. Okay, so this is really interesting. Okay, let's find out some more here. Your messages from your spirit guides, your ancestors is this. Ignite your passions. So perhaps in that past life, you might have been squelched with your creativity, squelched in your passions. Maybe your creativity, I'm getting second chakra having to do with some trauma. Let's see that trauma for a minute here. So the trauma, material loss. Oh, you can't make that up. So second chakra is about material loss as far as the trauma is concerned. So material things are connected to the first and the second chakra, of course. And so I feel like you might need to do some healing around your second chakra, not to mention you got the fire guardian, and the fire is about your creativity. Look at that orange color right there. So I feel like your creativity is somehow, or maybe blockages are somehow related to this past life, where I'm feeling like maybe you could have been most likely tortured in some kind of way. Let's see here. And then you got some messages from your star ancestors, Hiraeth, longing for home, homesick for the stars. So perhaps you're feeling some kind of longing, I feel. Maybe this earth has been really rough on you, the experiences that you've had. So, I feel like this is almost interesting because I feel like when you connect with your creativity, when you heal whatever that past life is where you've experienced some torture, and it's connected with motherhood as well, and being a wife and all that. When you heal that, it's going to ignite your passions in your second chakra, and I feel like you're going to feel more at home. I know you might be longing for home for the stars, but right now this is your home. Earth is your home. So how can you make the best of it? Now I'm going to give this to Adam because he's going to read the astrology, and we're going to put some pieces of the puzzle together for you.
Thank you, Kat. So here we have Jupiter in Aries in the 11th house. Jupiter's about expansion and growth. And then Aries is about the warrior, the pioneer, the initiator. And the 11th house is about humanity. So in the sense that you could have been a witness, an informer, an advocate for someone, or if you yourself experienced torture, now you're going to rise up against it all. And that's where that growth happens for you.
Oh, I love that. Well, hopefully this helps. And if you want some more clarification on your past lives or even astrology, we are here for you guys. I'm an Akashic Record guide and a reader and also a keeper. And I can guide you into your recent or past lives before that, and to see what else, what needs to be healed and unlatched and cleared. And also we can move you into that future energy, that's the highest timeline, to see what's possible for you. And Adam can read your natal chart, which is your divine blueprint, and it has everything that you need to know about the information of why you're here, your cosmic blueprint, your information about your agreements with your Council of Light, and pretty much like living your divine dharmic path. In my opinion, that's what we perform, 13 sign astrology. And feel free to comment below and let us know if this resonates with you. Maybe you have a past life memory. I know I've gotten random past life memories and I've actually done a lot of past life work on myself and others. So it's such an interesting topic, and it really holds a lot of clues into your soul's history and helping you to get more clarity about why you're here and what you're meant to be doing. All right. Thank you everyone for watching, and comment below if this resonated. We'll talk to you soon. Okay, number 2. So let's look into what past life have you lived before. So we have here the rise of a civilization. So you had a past life where you were living during a rise of a civilization. You were either a developer, a dreamer, an organizer, or a planner. Now let's see here into more detail. Let's see here. The time frame, age of discovery. Your lesson was overcoming fear. Your death was a public execution. Your location was in Russia. The trauma you experienced was a sense of betrayal. Your faith was prophet-led. Your love was maybe promiscuous. Identity was other relative. And I think we did that one, time frame, age of discovery. So let's look into this as well. You got your ancestral message, your advice from your ancestors, magic guardian, unlock the magic within you. And your starseed advice, we the Hathors, deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. Now I'm going to have Adam read the astrology, and we'll get some more answers for you.
Thank you, Kat. We have here Saturn in Libra in the 12th house. So structure and discipline. And this could be with art, diplomacy, balance. And then over here, this is the dissolving of the ego, secrets, hidden things. So it's all tied together, the structure, the discipline, the balance, unlocking the magic within, and the love as well. You can unlock the magic by unlocking your heart and finding balance in your personal life and your dream state.
Let's look at the trauma a little bit more here. So the trauma of betrayal, something that you felt you gave and was not fully respected, or maybe you were betrayed with someone that you loved, something about promiscuous love. It feels like, I almost feel like I'm getting an image of an architect, someone who helped create this empire, this civilization, maybe even a leader of some kind, maybe a king, a former king or queen, and they experienced some kind of betrayal that maybe, if you're picking up anything from the records, I know that something that's standing out for me here is I'm seeing a king, especially maybe in Russia. And maybe it's not you per se, maybe it's you witnessing this as something that is happening in your world at that time. But you lived in a time where you knew Russian, you knew how to speak Russian, and maybe that's still in you to speak that language. Now, you had a public execution, most likely. So maybe this is where the betrayal is. Maybe you were some kind of important leader, and this is your greatest trauma, betrayal, which is usually linked with the heart chakra. So now moving into one of my specialties is looking into the traumas of things, and your magic is connected with your heart chakra, where, like, okay, so let's analyze this picture for a minute here, this card. So you see how she's holding some kind of, I don't know, smoky substance, like frankincense oil or something like that. I feel like the hands are the extension of the heart. Okay. So whatever that betrayal is from that lifetime, it might be holding your magic back from coming out fully. Now, you see here the Hathors. The Hathors are natural sound vibrational frequency healers. And I feel like it's important for you to undergo some kind of sound healing, especially around your heart, especially around betrayal. Okay. And this is where, if you have anything to say about that regarding the astrology, that would be cool, because I feel like there's something there now with what your astrology is saying.
Lessons in partnerships with letting go, you know. If somebody did you wrong, don't hold them, just cut them out.
Okay.
The betrayal or whatever.
Well, I mean, in the past life, though, you had some, maybe this is what was showing, because this is showing you about your past life as well. That past life, you had some kind of partnership. Perhaps you were a king, you had a queen who betrayed you. Things like related to being promiscuous, maybe matters of the heart. Either way, you had the magic to be a part of something great back then. But something, I felt, betrayed you, and you shut down your magic. And as a result, in this life, your magic feels locked up inside of your heart because you're afraid of maybe showing the world who you are, showing the world what your magic is. But now it's time for you to let it out. You have to, this is the time. The universe is asking for you to unlock your magic that's within you and to let go of the trauma that is blocking you from unlocking that magic. And I feel that sound healing is going to be one of the great keys for you to unlock that magic, remove the residue around your heart, basically the vibrational stuckness that's happening around the trauma from before. Well, I hope this resonates with you, and let us know down below if it does. And if it doesn't, go ahead and check in with yourself and see, is there another number that you're supposed to watch? And we encourage you, if you're interested in learning more about unlocking your magic, get a natal chart reading with us. Adam is a spectacular astrologer who will help you to see exactly what you're meant to be doing, exactly what your lessons are. Any questions that you have, it's all reflected in your chart. And I can help you go into your past lives and help you heal anything that's going on that is affecting you in this lifetime. Not to mention, I will be putting out more and more meditations to help you to heal and unlock your magic. Well, stay tuned for that, and thank you for watching. Okay, number 3. Thank you for stopping by. All right, so let's take a look at this here. So in a past life, you most likely were a rebel. You were a nonconformist, anarchist, revolutionary activist. Let's see here. You were living during a time of enlightenment, the age of enlightenment. Your lesson was truth and discernment. You might have been poisoned to death. Your location was either in the Arctic or Antarctic. You might have experienced trauma around war. Your faith was sacrificial. You might have been polygamous or polyamorous. Your identity was a mother. And we already covered that, the age of enlightenment. Okay. Now, the ancestors' message to you is, great teacher, learn from your spiritual experiences. Your message and advice from your starseeds ancestors is lost lands, soul memories, and gifts. You've done this before. Now let's ask Adam, what is the astrology for this past life?
Thank you, Kat. So we have here Jupiter in Cancer in the first house. So it's all about the expansion and growth when it comes to nurturing mother tendencies within the self, right? So in this sense, you're going to grow through what you go through, and it's a nurturing way. So it's about that self-care. You're a rebel for self-care. And your greatest teacher, obviously, you learn from your spiritual guides when it comes to your soul memories and gifts. So you might benefit from going within and tapping into those soul memories.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Now, just know that all the details that are written on the back of this card may or may not apply to you. This is why I encourage people to actually come see me for an Akashic Record guided session, because I guide you into those past lives that need to be looked at or need to be healed. And a lot of the times your spirit guides will guide you into those exact lives that you need to see, that you need to heal, so that it can, let's just call it, when you heal a past life, for example, or you revisit a past life and there's a trauma there, when you heal that trauma or you forgive that person or whatever it is that needs to happen, it will catapult into the future. So it will literally, like a domino effect, it will send a wave into this current timeline that you're in and help bring that healing for you. So it's almost like that event never existed in the first place. So I don't know. Are you getting any more messages about this one, Adam?
Yes. Hippies, they're non-conformists naturally, and they're against society because society is saying you got to be doing this and that. But they're like, no, anarchy is the way to go, because government actually is a Greek-rooted meaning of mind control. So if there is no government, there is no mind control. And you learn about nurturing yourself, and you end up growing exponentially, spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally, when you're taking care of your own needs before you just start sacrificing and taking care of others' needs.
Now, this card is really calling to me lost lands, soul memories, and gifts. You've done this before. This really feels like it's answering my question to the age of enlightenment and also the Arctic or Antarctic location. So perhaps there are some lost lands there that you lived in that were located in that area. that are connected to this, like Atlantean type. I'll show you this card even closer. It has a very Atlantean sort of Lemurian sort of feeling. So, there's a lot of unanswered questions around the Arctic or Antarctica, and like connections to Atlantis and all that. So perhaps you were being this person in this particular land, fighting for a cause, and most likely you are a great spiritual teacher from that past life as well, which can manifest. I mean, in my opinion, I think Adam is on board with this. Jesus, the Yeshua ben Yosef that we know of, is also a rebel. So you were most likely someone like that in that past life. And if you're interested in getting more clarity about this current life and what your lessons are and what you're meant to be doing, feel free to have a reading with Adam. He is an amazing astrologer. He can show you everything in your astrology chart that you need to know. Any questions can be answered with your astrology. And if you want to learn more about your past lives, come to me for the Akashic Record sessions. Links will be down below. We thank you. And if this resonated with you, feel free to comment below. And we'll see you soon. All right, number 4. This is your reading for your past life. Okay, let's take a look at this one here. So in a past life, you most likely lived in a very technical or technology age. There was a use of technology. There was technological progress. There was maybe some abuse around technology and technological disasters. Okay, let's see here. Your trauma was material loss. Your faith was philosophical. Your love life was either a widow or widower. Your wife was an identity. Your identity was a wife. Your time frame was late modern age. Your lesson was walking the middle path, and you might have experienced death during childbirth. And the location was the Middle East. Okay. Now, your ancestors' message to you as peacekeeper: let go of the need to be right. Your star ancestors are a new earth. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. And let's see what Adam says for the astrology.
Okay, we have Thank you, Kat. We have Uranus and Leo in the 8th house. So it's all about awakening experiences and the psychic gifts. And then Leo is all about inspiration and charisma. And then the 8th house is all about transformation, the death, rebirth cycle, even rejuvenation, occult involvement. So entertaining occult involvement in a very rebellious type way, a non-traditional, non-conformist, innovative, even introspective way. So occult involvement in technology, but learning to keep the peace. Mm-hmm. And you can see this happening now. So whatever lifetime that you had recently, more than likely you're repeating, and you're seeing it happen now. It's happening. The new Earth experience is coming through.
I'm getting a lot of Atlantean energy back in Atlantis. There was, we had some really high technologies back during the time of Atlantis, but then there was like an abuse of technologies. So I'm picking up and everything in these cards are just clues. That they don't have to be exact, but they might be just trigger points to see what can come up for you in your memories. But ultimately, I'm picking up from the Akashic Records something around having to do with Atlantis and how the lessons of Atlantis, and this can apply to you or not, because this is a collective reading, so it may not apply to everyone, but the lessons we had to learn during Atlantis are going to be helping us with the lessons of the future of what we're creating for the new Earth, for the next golden age. So if you want to go deeper into this, I'm an Akashic Record guide, and I can guide you into past lives to help you to really taste and see everything about your past lives. A lot of it is guided through your spiritual guides who will guide you into those past lives that especially need to be healed or looked at. And then we can sometimes go into the future to look at the highest timeline according to your soul's agreements. And Adam is a wonderful 13 sign astrologer, and he can help you to look at what your divine blueprint and what your agreements are for living on this planet Earth at this time. And so if you're interested in that, let us know. Timestamps, I'm sorry, the information's down below as well as timestamps. I'm picking up right now. Why did I say that? Maybe one of you is going to go to another number to discover another past life. That's what I'm picking up. So timestamps are down below. But yeah, let us know down below in the comments if this resonated with you. Maybe you do remember your past lives. To me, I have remembered at least, I want to say 10 past lives, you know, from just sitting and meditating or doing my own Akashic record work. Past life work is highly, highly amazing. I highly recommend it. It's brought me so much clarity and for others. So yeah, I encourage you to give that a shot. Thanks so much for watching, and we love you, and see you soon. Okay, number 5. If you chose number 5, this is your past life reading. Let's take a look at your past life. Okay, so most likely you lived during an ice age. An ice disaster might have taken place. Maybe there was hail, blizzard. Let's see the other one. Hypothermia. Okay, let's see. You were a child, most likely, in a Viking age. Let's see here. Your lesson was accountability. You might have experienced a broken heart during your death. Location was Western Europe. You might have experienced some kind of trauma like slander. Your faith was pantheistic or animistic. Your love, you might have loved a slave or a concubine, and that's going back to the child identity. Okay, now your ancestors' message to you is eagle, see from a higher perspective. And your star ancestors are saying all paths lead home. Inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. So we're going to see what Adam says about the astrology of your past life.
Okay, thank you, Kat. We have the North Node in Virgo in the 6th house, so it's all about your soul path, where you're being driven to go. And then critical thinking, analyzation, also being like an intuitive nurse. And the house of health, healing, and daily routines. So it's something that involves maybe service to an elder or service to others, and you might have ended your life tragically on your way to go help your grandma out or something like that, you know, like going and serving others, but maybe you fell off an ice cliff or something.
Wow. That's interesting. Yeah, this is something that, let's see here, in terms of like your lesson and trauma. Let's see the trauma part. The trauma was slander. So slander, you know, has something to do with the throat chakra, and perhaps you, and it's interesting because the throat chakra is a blue color, and it is linked with the eagle, in my opinion. It's a kind of a lighter, you know, more expressive chakra. You know, it's the communication. So is it possible that you have closed down your throat chakra? Now, your throat chakra is like the bridge between heaven and earth. Heaven being your third eye and your crown chakra, and earth being your heart, down to your root chakra. So I feel like part of your work here is to clear your throat chakra, clear the bridge that might have been traumatized in that lifetime. Maybe you felt shut down in some way, and you felt like you couldn't fully express yourself. And, you know, if you died of a broken heart, that's even more intense. So there's that heart chakra as well as your throat chakra that needs healing. Because in this life, you're meant to be doing something special. Everyone has a special purpose, something that they're meant to be doing here to fulfill their life mission, their life purpose, their soul agreements. And that's something that Adam can help you get clarity on with your natal chart, if you're interested in a natal chart based on your birthday. And if you need help with going into past lives and doing some healing around that sort of thing, come to me, because I can guide you into your Akashic records and help you see what past lives need to be healed so that you can fulfill whatever it is that you're meant to do here. All right. Well, thank you so much. If this resonated with you, feel free to comment below. We encourage you to comment and let us know you're here. Let us know who you are. And let us know if there's anything else you would like from us in terms of readings that we can offer you. And we'll see you soon. Take care and much love. Okay, number 6. If you chose number 6, this is your past life reading. So let's take a look at this here. You, in a past life, were a city dweller, most likely. You were a socialite. You were a shop owner, perhaps. You were part of the working class. And you might have been an innkeeper. Okay. Let's see. Your identity, your lesson in life was self-identity. You might have experienced a death of non-contagious illness. You might have lived in Mexico. Your trauma could have been imprisonment of some kind. Your faith was monotheistic. You had unrequited love. Identity was young female. And your time frame was early Bronze Age. Okay. And let's see, your ancestors' message here is shapeshifter, transform and unveil your gifts. And your star ancestors are saying cracked open, rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. Now let's have Adam look at the astrology of that past life.
Thank you, Kat. We have here the moon in Leo in the 8th house. So your emotional needs attached to your inspiration, your charisma, your dramatic flair when it comes to transformation. Could be rejuvenation, the death, rebirth cycle, other people's money, sex. It's all in there. And occult involvement too. So something that is very emotionally attached, very dramatic. Could have been some kind of issue with the repression of sex or some taboo.
Yeah, I'm picking up a lot of religious influence in that lifetime right now. Let's see here. Unrequited love. Perhaps you never were able to marry in that lifetime. Maybe you were imprisoned for being expressive. Maybe you were caught, doing something that was against the rules of that time, like maybe having sex before marriage. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm getting with the non-contagious illness, the lungs having something to do with, like, I see a woman coughing with lungs, perhaps like a pneumonia I'm feeling. Okay.
Which is attached to grief.
Which is attached to grief. So unrequited love is connected to grief as well. So I feel like that is a very interesting look into your reading here. And the advice, of course, is transform and unveil your gifts. So whatever the traumas that you experience in that lifetime, you're meant to transform them. Perhaps you're meant to pull in that eagle medicine and that wolf medicine, to be that shapeshifter, to transform that past life where you felt like heavy in grief and unrequited love and living in a time where everything was just really heavy, and rules and religion and all that stuff. And it's important for you to surrender into the alchemy of life in order to transform and unveil your gifts, because you're here in this lifetime to unveil your gifts. You had gifts in that lifetime that you may or may not have accomplished, but in this lifetime, it's important that you find your gifts and you unveil them. And that's where we come in. We are professional Adam's an astrologer, 13th sign astrologer, and he can provide you a natal chart to show you where your gifts may lie and also what you're meant to be doing in this life and your lessons and any other questions that you have. Your natal chart has pretty much all the answers, and I can guide you into healing any previous lifetimes through your Akashic records with the help of your spirit guides and your council of light. And perhaps we get a glimpse into the future to see what does your highest timeline look like. If this resonates with you, feel free to send us a hello down below and let us know what you're going through. And if this resonates, and if you're interested in a reading with us in a session, the links are down below. Enjoy and take care, and we'll see you soon. Number 7. If you chose number 7, this is your past life reading. Let's get started. So let's take a look here. You have, in a past life, you might have been executed. You went through some kind of execution. Maybe there was a snitch involved. Maybe you were an executioner or a witness to execution. Now let's see here. Some clues here. Your identity was of a sibling. The time frame was classic antiquity. The lesson was about leadership, death around fire, location Northern Europe, trauma, physical limitation, faith, agnostic or atheist, love, domestic abuse, and that's about it. I'm definitely getting witch trial type stuff here, most likely.
For sure, yeah.
Okay. And then your ancestors, your elders, ancestors, the ones who came before you here, are saying move beyond ancestral patterns. Okay. And then your star ancestors are saying the blue flame, spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. And let's find out from Adam what the astrology says of that particular past life for you.
Thank you, Kat. So we have the moon in Aries in the 11th house. So right off the bat, as soon as I saw those dice, I was like Joan of Arc vibes for some reason. And then Kat reads this and it's like, whoa, okay, yeah, you can't even make it up, right? So your emotional needs are tied to like your pioneering spirit. And here it's the we awareness, the collective involvement, humanitarian, futuristic. So Joan of Arc obviously was beyond her time that she was in, but because of that, those people were like, that's against societal norms, so we're going to get rid of you.
Right.
Same thing with the Salem witch trials. So your emotional needs being attached to your pioneering spirit when it comes to the collective involvement, So in that sense, a spontaneous awakening occurred during the Salem witch trials, or the time when the Joan of Arc was also burned alive,
Yeah.
So integration happened with the shadow, because the way the patriarchy treated people that were natural healers and used the wisdom of our ancestors. And then of course all the Salem witch trials and all that happened, like, hey, you're just a natural healer person, but oh man, we're gonna call you a witch and burn you alive because you can heal without saying it's in the name of God or whatever.
Yeah.
So in that sense, emotional needs are strongly attached to the warrior spirit when it comes to humanity.
Oh, definitely. Well, if you would like more information about this particular past life, if you want to go deeper into your past lives, I'm an Akashic Record guide, so I can guide you into your past lives to help you to see exactly what needs to be healed. Your spirit guides on the other side also guide you into those very same lifetimes that you need to work on that are affecting this current lifetime. And we can change a lot of the ancestral patterns through doing past life work, not getting regressed, but just being aware or made aware of what exactly we have lived through in past lives that could be affecting us in this lifetime and moving forward. And Adam, if you want to get more clarity about what you're meant to be doing here, answer any questions about your natal chart. Adam is a fantastic 13-sign astrologer, and he can pull up your natal chart to see exactly what you're meant to be doing. All your life lessons, everything you can think of is in your natal chart as well. So feel free to consider that and comment down below if this fascinated you, resonated with you, anything. We'd like to learn more about you, and we appreciate you watching and hope this helps you with your journey in life. Take care. Okay, number 8. If you chose number 8, this is your past life reading. Let us begin. So let's see. In a past life, you were most likely in the military. You might have been in infantry and in the Navy, Air Force, or weapons development. Okay. Your identity of a grandchild. You had an identity of a grandchild. Time frame pre-Columbian Americas. Lesson was prophecy and gifts. Your death might have been starvation or dehydration. You might have been in Asia. Trauma was guilty conscience. Faith was forced conversion. In love, you might have been deceived or betrayed. Okay. And your medicine ancestor card. Let's see. Snake shed old skin. Your ancestors want you to know that it's important for you to shed your old skin. Perhaps you have that military conscience still with you from that past life, but it's important for you to shed that old skin and surrender to the sweetness of life. This is your star ancestors communicating with you, saying Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. Okay. And we have some information here from Adam regarding the astrology of that lifetime.
Thank you, Kat. So here we have Saturn and Virgo in the 10th house. So structure and discipline around analyzing, critical thinking, intuitive nurse type stuff. And then over here we have the career, the public image, the social status, the duties and responsibilities. So in this lifetime, you might have been a military doctor or a nurse, and you're wanting to become more of a civilian doctor or nurse.
All right. That's awesome. Thank you. And maybe, the snake is interesting because the snake is really connected to Ophiuchus energy, which is considered the healer of the zodiac. And Adam can definitely deep dive into that. And we have some videos on the Ophiuchus stuff. But yeah, so I feel like in this particular reading for your past life, it's important for you to heal any kind of past life traumas, especially regarding the military and let's pinpoint exactly what the trauma says here. Guilty conscience. So if you're feeling some kind of guilty conscience of any kind, I know the military has almost promoted doing things that go against what our deepest human consciousness wants. For example, killing people, maybe in that lifetime you performed something like that, or accidentally, or maybe if you were a doctor, a military doctor, maybe people died, and you maybe held that guilt from that lifetime. And whatever it is time for you to shed that old skin. That is the past, and you don't need to carry that on with you any longer, and to really surrender into the feminine energies of the Venusians, the sweetness of life. Maybe take a trip to Hawaii if you want to, and you'll really get to experience that beautiful feminine energy, for example, to help you tap into that feminine, abundant, beautiful energy that exists on the planet, which is completely the opposite of military. I don't want to say masculine, because to me it's the dark masculine energies. The divine masculine is a lot more balanced than that. But it's really important to move away from, even if it's subconsciously, to move away from the old patriarchal, dark masculine ways of being masculine, or knowing what the masculine is. And if you're interested in deep diving into your past life, I'm an Akashic Records reader, guide, and I can guide you into your own past lives through a session, and we can deep dive into those past lives that need to be looked at, need to be healed. And then we can even maybe take a look into the future on your timeline and see what is your highest timeline. And if you're interested in more of a divine blueprint experience, Adam is a 13-sign astrologer, and he can deep dive into your personal natal chart, which is a lot of fun. All right, well, we hope you enjoyed this.
But I have something to say.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Yes, I'm hearing you can't save them all, so just remember to release the guilt and the shame around that lifetime when you tried your best to save others and they still passed or lost a limb or something like that. You can't save them all, and you did your best, so release the blame and shame.
Absolutely. So important. Forgive yourself, forgive others. Super important. Well, if this resonated with you, feel free to comment down below and let us know about you and how this resonated with you. Other than that, we'll see you next time. Take care. Number 9, if you chose number 9, this is your past life reading. All right, let's take a look here. So, in a past life, most likely you were an instruction type person. You were either a teacher, a mentor, a master, or you were in academia. Now, you might have been, your identity might have been of a devotee or follower. Maybe you were in the time frame of the high Middle Ages. Your lesson was handling your own greed. Perhaps you might have died of murder. Location was Eastern Europe. Trauma was maybe around poverty. Faith was around ethical religion. Your love maybe having to do with abandonment. And that's it. Now, your messages from your ancestors are seer, see beyond the current situation. Wow, this is perfect because it's something having to do with your past life. Like, go into your past life and see what does that have to do with this current situation, or what do you need to see beyond this current situation? And it's something to do with your past life. And your messages from your star ancestors is fall into my arms, surrender, holding the opposites, extremes of life. Okay, so I'm going to have Adam tell you what the astrology of that time is.
Thank you, Kat. So we have here the sun in Aries in the 4th house. So your personality being attached to your pioneering or warrior spirit when it comes to your home and family life. So you might have gotten in a bit of a scuffle about property rights, and maybe you lost your life because of that.
Oh, that's interesting. So in that lifetime, that person might have experienced some kind of murder. Okay. And around greed.
Yeah, land dispute.
Okay.
Or property of some sort.
Okay. So, let's see if I get anything more around this. I feel... Okay. I'm picking up something around the heart chakra. The heart chakra in this lifetime may need to heal. Your heart chakra might need to heal some stuff around love, with the abandonment stuff, but also the greed, because greed is related to the heart chakra. If you're feeling full in your heart, there's no reason to be greedy about anything, because the heart knows only abundance. So if there's any closed off areas in your heart chakra around love or money or abundance or any of that stuff, then you're cutting yourself off from the truth, which is the universe is huge and wide and expansive, and you have access to everything. And there's enough love to go around. So it's important that if you are going through that you heal that and you forgive yourself and forgive others. Surrendering is a big piece. Your star ancestors are saying to surrender into that love. Fall into my arms, the trustful, and holding the opposites, the masculine and the feminine within you, and the extremes of life, and stay present and neutral within all that. So that's all I'm getting right now. Are you getting anything more, Adam?
Oh, just learn that sharing is caring, and don't be so tied to the material world. Mm-hmm. Work on being a minimalist if possible.
Yeah. Wonderful. Well, if this resonated with you, feel free to comment below and let us know how you're doing, what's going on in your life, anything you want to tell us, and how this resonated with you. And if you're interested in doing some more healing work, past life work, feel free to come to me. I'm an Akashic record keeper, reader, session provider, and I can guide you into your past lives to help you see what is going on in those past lives that are affecting you in this current life, so we can heal those things and even look into the higher timelines that you're meant to be on, as well as Adam can provide you a natal chart where he gets to see everything that you've agreed to in this particular life, because it's like a soul contract, your natal chart, and it provides you everything you need to know. Any questions that you have are pretty much answered in your natal chart. So we provide that. If you're interested in that, the links are down below. Other than that, may you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Number 10. If you chose number 10, this is your past life reading. Okay, so let's take a look here. You got rural living, and most likely in a past life, you were living in the rural areas. You were either a peasant, a hunter, you were either a woodsman or a farmer. And your identity was one of a friend. Your time frame was maybe around the American Civil War era. Your lesson was in passive conformity. You might have been tortured to death. Your location was an underground civilization. Trauma, psychological or verbal abuse. Your faith was maybe in a cult, and your love was around companionship. Okay, and let's see here. The ancestor message is She-Wolf, unleash the wild within. And your star ancestors are saying, weight of the world, boundaries, let it go, it's not yours to carry. Okay, let's see what information Adam has regarding the astrology of that lifetime.
Thank you, Kat. Here we have the moon in Capricorn in the 4th house. So your emotional needs with your structure and your ambition over here with the home and family life. In this sense, your emotional needs are being attached to some type of structure within your family life. But I feel that there's some kind of a tension happening. Like, you want your freedom, but you know that you're under the obligations of your family, like Kat was saying, within the farm life. But it seems like you're wanting to unleash the wild within and be free, but you know that you're under obligation to your family, that traditional family structure, so to speak. And you feel that there's this burden that is on you because you have this contradiction that's happening, the inner conflict between wanting to be wild and free, mm-hmm. and knowing that you're under the obligation of, continuing with the family farm or whatever's going on. The family traditions, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I want to take a look at the trauma, perhaps, here. Okay, so psychological or verbal abuse may have been your trauma in that lifetime. Now, it seems like if you were raised in some kind of faith, like a cult experience, and you might have been tortured to death. Maybe perhaps you were not the kind of person who wanted to conform, right? Maybe you were actually more of a rebellious type person, and that's what led to your torture or death and, you know, abuse and all that. Maybe you were actually trying to stand up and be a friend, be a companion, but there were some influences in that lifetime. So let's see, the healing that I feel like you might need to have is around self-love and having the reflection of the people around you love you. Because if you love yourself, most likely the people around you love you. If you don't like yourself or love yourself, most likely you're going to have people around you that don't. And, you know, all is a mirror and a reflection for you. So I feel like if you were a poor peasant on top of it, you experienced a lot of that, especially, you know, you were trying to be a good person. I feel like there is, let's see here, the location, underground civilization. That's so interesting because I pick up a lot of Asian energy on this one, Asian. But, you know, this is a collective reading. If you want to go deeper into your past lives, feel free to come to me. I am an Akashic record guide, and I can guide you into your past lives to help you see exactly what needs to be seen and healed in those previous lifetimes that are affecting possibly in this lifetime. And if you would like a natal chart reading, I'd say go to Adam for a deep dive into your divine blueprint. Basically, everything that you're meant to be doing in this lifetime is encoded into your natal chart, your divine blueprint. And Adam has a very special gift in reading all this. So let us know if you have any questions, if this resonated with you. All information is down below. But if you would like to comment and let us know, what did you like about this? Feel free to do so. You have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you soon. 11. So if you chose number 11, this is your past life reading. Okay, let's take a look here. Your past life. So in your past life, you most likely were either involved in some kind of war, a warrior, you were conscripted, you were a deserter, or you experienced some trauma. Okay. Now, location is Middle East. The trauma is material loss. Faith was philosophical. Love, either widow or widower. Your identity was a wife, maybe. Time frame, late modern age. The lesson, walking the middle path. Death might have been in childbirth. And location, of course, Middle East again. Now, your ancestral messages are winter. Take care of your needs. And your star ancestors are saying karmic relationships, Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, and conflict. Now I'm going to have Adam tell you the energies, the astrological energies of that time, and we'll gather some more information here for you.
Thank you, Kat. Here we have the South Node in Libra in the 11th house, so where you're coming from, and it's some partnerships or marriage when it comes to the we awareness or the collective involvement, even social groups. So there might have been some kind of a heated debate or domestic violence that you were involved in. And for this life now, it would be North Node, Aries, 5th house. And the Aries is all about the self. It's more focused on being self, the lone wolf, taking care of your own needs, right? And then the 11th house, the opposite of the 11th house, is the 5th house, which is all about creativity, children, romance, and leisurely activity. So entertaining yourself more than entertaining others. And, also not focusing on the karmic relationships anymore. Moving away from the karmic relationships.
Yeah. So I want to take a look at the trauma a little bit more here. So if you lived through this life, which is showing, because I believe in the power of intuition, you chose this number. Material loss is something that is connected to the root chakra. So the root chakra is the red chakra. It's the bottom chakra that exists on the bottom of your tailbone. It's highly known in Indian spiritual practices, the chakra system. So the root chakra is something that you want to heal in this lifetime, especially if you experience material loss in that life. And it's funny because taking care of your needs on planet Earth, dealing with clearing any kind of conflicts around being grounded on the planet, having your material needs met, things like that. If you would like to go deeper into this healing, I provide Akashic Record sessions, which I can guide you into those past lives to help see what is going on with the help of your spirit guides. See what's going on in those past lives and how they're affecting you in this life. It's a pretty magical experience, in my experience and in my opinion, because we get to heal those past lives and it can trickle into your current reality and the future to help do some serious paradigm shifts in your life, in any area of your life. And we can take a deep dive into your future timeline based on that and see what are the greatest potentials for you moving forward. If you would like a natal chart, which is your alchemical divine blueprint, Adam has the ability to read that, which is connected to your divine soul contracts that you have made before you came here. And you can have any question for Adam, and he can deep dive into everything from your relationships to your lessons in life to your soul path and your calling in life. Anything really could be answered through your natal chart. So if you like any of those sessions, let us know. Links will be down below. And if you have anything to say, feel free to comment. Unless Adam has anything to say, we're going to close this off.
All is well.
Okay. If this resonated with you, feel free to comment below, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Take care. Okay, number 12. If you chose number 12, this is your past life reading. So let's take a quick look here. In a past life, you had something connected with burned, either branding, house fire, persecution, or book burning. And your identity was a young male, time frame age of Atlantis, lesson abuse of technology, accident and death, location and island, trauma, persecution or torture, faith polytheistic, love, celibate or asexual, and identity young male. And you might have been a knight of some kind, but this is your ancestral message. Be brave and honest. And your other ancestral message from your star ancestors is loosen your grip, coping mechanisms, density, addiction, let God in. And let's see what Adam has to say about the astrology of that time.
Thank you, Kat. So here we have the North Node in Scorpio. Now, you can also look at it as being Ophiuchus as well. We don't have an actual symbol on the dice for Ophiuchus, but usually if Scorpio comes up more than once, chances are it could also be Ophiuchus. So North Node, either Scorpio or Ophiuchus, you decide. And the first house, which is all about the self, it's your personal outlook on life, it's your persona, it's your physical body. So there might be some serious transformation going on with the self, and it's something that is very important. It's something that you desire more than anything else. So maybe in this lifetime, you were doing some deep investigation with trying to understand yourself more. And through that, there was a healing process going on. So maybe there was some kind of an inner conflict that you were going through. And you were going through this investigation and you had such a strong tie to it. So Spirit was telling you to loosen your grip and let God in. And be like a chivalrous knight and be open to, being honest and brave, like standing up for your rights, standing up for yourself, and not feeling that persecution, just being able to speak your truth.
Yeah. I'm going to take a look at the wounding, the trauma here really quick. Persecution or torture. So most likely you could have experienced persecution or torture through fire. And that's something that I know I've been through myself, and it's a very traumatic way to go. And I want to encourage you that if you feel like that might be affecting you in this life, come see me. I'm an Akashic Record guide and session performer for you. And I can help you to tap into your past lives in real time and see what needs to be healed. Your spirit guides will guide you to the exact lives that you need to look at that may be affecting you in this current life, and can, once you heal those things on a deeper level and become more conscious and aware of them, it can trickle out into very positive ways into the current timeline that you're on. And not to mention, we can look into a peek into the future to see your highest timelines that you could be living on. If you would like a deep dive into your natal chart, which has all of the information for you regarding this current life, and also little clues regarding your recent past life, come see Adam, because he can deep dive into your natal chart and see what your soul contracts are, see what lessons you're meant to learn, and answer pretty much any question that you have. If this resonated with you, feel free to comment below. We really appreciate you. And if you're interested in anything more, the links are all down below. You have a wonderful day. Okay, number 13. Let's see if you chose number 13. This is your past life reading. Let's take a look here. So in a past life, you were most likely an intellectual. You were either a philosopher, an inventor, a mathematician, or a scientist. Let's get a deeper dive. You might have learned the lessons of power. You might have died of hypothermia. Your location somewhere in Oceania. You might have experienced trauma, loss of status or reputation. Your faith was mystical. Your love, you had a love affair, maybe. Identity, grandparent, perhaps. Time frame, crusades and inquisition. Yeah, and that's the power again. Let's see. Messages from your ancestors. Mountains, stand your ground. And messages from your star ancestors. I'm sorry. Defenselessness. Writing past wrongs and uprooting. And let's see the messages from the astrology that Adam will bring us here for that lifetime.
Thank you, Kat. Here we go. We have Venus in Aries in the 6th house. So what you love and value above all else when it comes to taking the initiative, being a pioneer, being a warrior, and health, healing, making your contribution, habits even, and also the daily routines, the service to self and others. So looking at all of this, I get that you might have been someone in a past life that wanted to do what's good and had good ideas. Your invention was something good and you initiated something good, but others took advantage of it and turned it to something bad. And now you come back and say, I'm sorry. That's not what I meant to do. My intention was good. And you stand your ground saying that your intention was good.
Wow, that's powerful. And I'm going to take a look at the traumas real quick here. So loss of status or reputation in that lifetime, if you experience that, it might be bleeding into this lifetime. Now, if that's the case, you have some hints, like maybe worried about what people think about you, things like that. If you need some healing around that, I'm an Akashic Record guide, and I can take you into those previous lifetimes to really look at what needs to be healed in that lifetime, or many lifetimes, not just that one. Now, let's see here. So yeah, if you would love to see your past lives, feel free to come to me and we can deep dive into that with the help of your spirit guides. And when you heal your past lives, it can trickle into the future, putting you on a more positive timeline that will help you not only with your ascension process, but also with you living in accordance with your true natal chart, which is where Adam comes in. He can bring you your natal chart according to 13 sign, which is accurate according to 13 sign astrology, which follows the true placements of astrology or of astronomy. And he can dissect your natal chart, which is reflective of your soul agreements before you came here. So basically, we want to help you be on the positive timeline, your ascension timeline, together with the help of clearing your past lives, clearing any of those traumas, and getting that valid information, and then putting you on that positive timeline with the knowledge in your hands with your natal chart astrology. So if you're interested in that, let us know. The description should have our links. And if this resonated with you, feel free to comment down below and let us know how this reading has affected you. What did you like about it? And does it really make sense? Yeah, I think it will, because honestly, whenever I do past life work on myself or with Adam, it always makes a lot of sense. Anyway, we thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. Take care.